A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Hi all, this is Blaezer RTW. Hope all is good in the hood. Right, let's have a look. So I'm playing Black Knight. This is a 31k. I thought that what I've been doing is putting on a few of the team battles. So I thought I'd just see how I'm getting along with the one-on-ones. You know what I mean? So let's have a little look at what we got. So it looks like he's gone for a 14-6 build. Which is fair enough. Like I said before, that's all gold, and then a couple of them will have experience drops, which is normally a couple of the cav, although sometimes you get one on the general, etc, etc. You can see his formation is quite unique. I quite like it. It's wide and it's deep and it's able to flank. He's probably not got enough peeler shields, but I would imagine he would open up the next rank when it comes to it. I'm SBQR. I've gone for my 15-5 build, which is effectively dropping a cav for an infantry. I've gone 4 peeler shield, but side by side rather than 2 and 2, if you see what I mean. And I think what the theory of this is, what you'll notice with this formation, is that it's not very tight in the middle, which is not good because a big cav charge will push straight through that. But what it actually is that these 2 units here on the left and these 2 on the back right, I can push them to the right and behind this guy, move this into a open unit, and then I've got 2 peeler shield and 2 units on both sides that I can put into 2 groups and flank with. Now that is alright, but I find it sort of almost gives you too much micro once you've got 2 or 3 groups, and you end up having to do that, and then they all start getting confused and like this, that and the other, and don't attack it and that. So yeah, I tend not to have too many groups. I tend to just group as I go, but we'll get more into that as we go. Let's get the ball rolling. So yeah, there we go. So this is very similar to a formation that I do actually use, but what I do with the one that I use is I have those 2 peeler units in front of that front 3, and then one of these 2 extra ones that are either side of the front row. One of them would be on its own as a peeler unit up front in front of the first 2, and then one of them would be at the back behind the general, which can then run off left or right with the cav or stop a cav charge. You know, it's quite a useful little unit, and it's nice and solid from the front for a cav charge because it's technically 3-man deep. But we'll see what happens. Let's just I won't double it. I'll let it build the tension for once. Why not? Okay, right. Right, okay, so it looks like I'm pushing up. I won't still have the intricacies of the initial peeler fight. This may be one where I sort of do it, because what would happen is that I would rush up, sort of do the peeler exchange with the peeler units, and then I'd look and my front row would be completely decimated, and you're on about like starting the main infantry fight with your front row all at 20s and 30s. And what it is that you sort of pull up like this, which is fair enough. All the auto peelers will take these lot up, but then these guys here, what often happens is they'll go into loose and peeler the guys behind, and that happens a lot, and you need to do that. So you'll see at some point. I'll point that out when it happens. You can see I'm just starting to get my flanking things going. This is what I mean by more micro. Move this all up, but now I'm having to do this, that and the other. I mean, it is good to have a plan. I know what I want to do, but my front, I can already tell my front is going to be massively weak of units when you look at how tight his has formed. So it looks like we've done the peeler exchange. He's going to now see what I'm going to do because he will have seen my units open up. So he's going to be quite aware that I'm going to try and flank him. But what I'm going to do is try and stop him countering that by pushing up. Now these guys need to open up into loose formation on the second row really and start peeling his front row of tight units, because that'll take them right down. I was just about to say, if I'm going to do it in groups, I need to start doing what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pull these around the sides and try and hem him in. So he can't do anything from that side. He's going to counter by chucking his peeler shield in to stop mine from moving, which has worked kind of, but I've just got enough of him. So that's quite good. So now he's got an option to make, because all my calves on one side, but he's getting his units, and as soon as these guys rout in a minute, they're going to get taken out, and he's going to be flanked on this side. So he's got a decision to make with his cav. Does he help out this side or that? Looks like he's going to split his cav. I want to move these guys up and start, like I said, peelering these guys behind, really, preferably maybe his general, if it looks like he's got 7 upgrades on and they can reach him. I'm not going to be doing that at this stage though, but that's what I would be doing now. I need to move these guys up a bit tighter as well, so they can plug any holes. This is looking like a bit of a gap here. I'm not reacting to this. Am I going to turn my units on my left flank? He's charging his cav in. No, and that's how devastating a cav charge can be. That's completely wiped out my units. I've got 1 left, but that's going to go any second now. And you do have to watch out for that, because the cav is devastated on 31k. That was only 3 of them as well. That wouldn't have happened on CWB, I don't think. And now the tables have completely turned, so I'm going to turn the tables, because his cav has decimated my left-hand flank, and those 2 units are still there. I should have matched him with his cavalry. I should have brought 3 cav over here, done the same as what he was going to do and clear his units out, or countercharge his 3 there. Now this has suddenly changed into not being good. I'm going to try and charge from this side and see what I can do. Not ideal, really. I had the cav advantage. I should have probably gone something a bit more creative than that. I have routed one of his units though, but he's caught me on the counter charge, which is what I was saying, how devastating that can be. So he's routed some units. He's charging my general from the back. I think he might have been better off hammer and anvil these 2 and clearing them out, and then they could have engaged those units, and then he could have brought all his cav round from the back. I have actually broken through with my cav though, but my infantry's collapsed on this side, so that wasn't particularly great. You can see his nice deep part of his formation is still intact. He's got a lot of urbans there. You can see he's rushed out 2 urbans to help with his cav as well. I'm going to put 1 unit in, but it's too little too late. He's turned his infantry. I've not enough got behind to sketch him out. He's got a lot of cav on that side. Is any one of his cav routed? No, so I really mismanaged that. And it's probably why I saved the game, really, just to, see, because that to everyone who's watching this, that'll all be really obvious, and you'll be like, oh, you don't fuck what you're doing. But to me at the time, it's just layering it up, you know what I mean? So that one would have been a lesson in cav warfare, basically, and that, you need to be a bit clever with it. So yeah, he completely destroyed me. Good game to him. I don't know if I'll play him again. I probably have done. Who knows what happens. Anyway, see you next time.